I see. Hold on. Let's see if this will let me record. Glow. Funky. I'm on my way to work right now. And it is a couple days before the Virgo full moon. And I've been feeling this energy a little bit. My moon is in Virgo, so I kind of have a gist of how Virgo is both light and the shadow. And Virgo is it's a very detail-oriented archetype. It likes things its way, you know. But we gotta realize when we have expectations of how we want things to go, we're then in control and we're not surrendering to the flow of reality, of life, of what God wants to bring to you, that has in store for you. You know, we can't control what we're faced with. But I also feel like with this full moon as well, I feel like there's an energy of just trying to find the truth. I feel like we can't find the truth anywhere. I feel like we can't trust anything. And I feel like what Virgo's calling for is sacred solitude. I feel like the truth that you need to find is found within. It is your truth. Your truth is different from anybody else's, but you need to get organized on what it is. And for you to do that, just take some time into solitude. You know, go outside in nature and just immerse yourself in with the cosmic flow. You know, anytime I'm out in nature, I feel just the flow of reality, of the universe, and it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. Just get yourself out in nature, especially when you're out just in your head a little too much. You know, Virgo can be a very self-critical sign, you know, because it's very perfectionistic. It has its way of wanting things. So when you take yourself out of there and look at what's in front of you and take that in, take in the flow, it eases that a little bit, and it helps clear your mind on what actually matters. In the grand scheme of things, don't focus on the details. Be a little easier on yourself. You know, we're not supposed to have it all mapped out, all figured out. That is the uncertainty of life. Flow with it. And now that we're getting out of Aquarius season, Aquarius is it's a masculine archetype. So we had a very driven month of just like really putting it out there that we are, you know, we're different from one another. Yet we crave the community to share our differences, you know, and it could have been a rough time for some people because they are distracting themselves from their true authenticity, or just their weirdness, or they're self-critical and they judge themselves. So they kind of went against the wave of Aquarius and just owning who you truly are and owning your truth and expressing it. I feel like that was a very rough season for a lot of people because they aren't tapped into who they truly are and are expressing it with those around them, because that is the energy of Aquarius. Now that we're moving into Pisces, and that's okay, because from our conditioning, from our programming, we were programmed to not be who we came here to be, who to truly be. you know? Some of it goes against the grain of like what's normal. And that's a beautiful thing, though. You don't want to be normal. Normal conforms to society. You know, normal is in constant fear of just the unknown. Normal is controlled. And when you know yourself, you can't be controlled. And that is very powerful. And I think it is known that it is very powerful. So that's how our conditioning is set up for us to be in this little box. No, you're meant to fucking expand. You're meant to just be just a multi-dimensional fucking a badass human being. To be you know, and owning it. And as we're moving into Pisces season, it's moving into a more of a receptive feminine archetype. It flows. It is a very flowing archetype. And I think it's an energy of just giving yourself the space to just be and understand that life is easy. But I feel like we are also programmed to believe that life, in order to be satisfied with life, we have to have all like hustle culture, you know, like we have to fucking just like have a set plan, you know. It's good to have goals, but you shouldn't be thinking so much on the destination or think that like you have to go through all these trials and obstacles to get to where you are. No. Like, if you want to be a painter, don't set up all of these things that you need to go through to be a painter. Whip out the canvas, get the paint, and just start painting. And be consistent with it. But also be patient with the process, because you're not going to be the artist that you envision yourself to be in the future. No. You're right at the beginning. But if you keep that consistency and you stay committed and you're patient with yourself, then you will get to where you want to be. But you have to embrace where you are in the moment. And if you rush that process, it won't turn out good. If you feel like you're not getting the results you want, you need to slow down. And I feel like that's what this season is calling for. Pisces season is giving you the grace to slow down, get into the flow, be patient with yourself, and just give yourself the grace to just be. You don't need to keep on hustling, hustle. It is like programmed into us that it's like a bad thing to be lazy. No, I'm just securing my peace. I'm sorry, but this is a lot more important than putting my energy into things that, one, isn't serving my purpose, but drains my energy. How about you take a step back and put that energy into things that actually fill your cup, rather than like your 9-to-5 job that, you know, demands so much of your energy to cater to them and their business when you're only getting a very little profit back from what you're putting out. You need to take a step back, claim your energy, and put that energy into things that actually make you feel good. And give yourself the space and the peace to do that. Life can be easy if you let it, but you have to take the steps to claim your peace. I feel like it's set up for us to think that's impossible, to be in a peaceful state here. It is possible, but it starts within, and it starts with where you surround yourself with and what you're putting your energy into. You know, I think a thing going on with me is I'm really starting to understand and just understand the fact that I'm different. I'm different just like how everybody else is different from one another. And I'm finally to the point where I'm honing into that, or I need to hone more into it, and not care so much about the judgment or the input of what anybody else has to say about it. If it is in a negative space, I don't need to take that personally. If you want to put your negative attention towards me just for being who I am, that's not my problem. I don't need to take on that. I'm going to keep being me regardless. Because this is who I am. And I'm a damn good person. I have responsibilities. And I'm tapped into a side of myself that I love. I feel authentic. I feel true. But don't let those who don't understand you or don't know you, that don't even know you, judge you, or make you feel like you have to hide yourself. You don't need to hide yourself from anybody. You need to own up who you are, and you need to embrace that, because you're going to attract people who are going to love you just for that. And you're going to make them embrace that side of themselves too. And that's a beautiful thing, because you're creating your sacred family, your spiritual family here on the physical. I feel like we tend to forget too that we have a family beyond the physical too. We have guides, we have our ancestors, we have our family line that is on the other side, that is here to help guide us into, transcend our family cycles, our patterns. And they're helping us break that, on our journey. They want to see the best out of our lineage, out of our DNA. It's a process, cutting out certain things in our DNA that has just been sent through generations. But once you become aware of these patterns and you're able to break them, you have a family around you in spirit that is there to help guide you and help you break these patterns. And that's a beautiful thing. And once you're doing that, you can attract those around you who are doing the same thing. So that you have that guidance there in spirit, but you also have that guidance here in the physical too, to help keep you aligned with your purpose. Damn. That was a good message. I'll finally eat my apple now. That's just really something I'm going through. It's just I work in a very fancy restaurant, and some of these people look down on me. They think I'm lower than them. And part of me feels like it's because they wear all these rings, all the crystals, I carry this peaceful energy to me. And I think they take advantage of that, thinking, she's just this woo-woo bitch. She doesn't know anything. She's a dumbass. She doesn't understand the horrors of society and how corrupt and horrible this is. I look beyond that, because one, all of that shit is out of our control, and I'm trying to focus on what I can control. And what I can control is claiming my peace and taking in the simplicity and the beauty of nature and just immersing myself in that. There is beauty here. I don't know, I feel like I am judged a little bit just for who I am, but I don't need to hide that. Okay, I may not be somebody's cup of tea, but I could be somebody's shot of whiskey. And to have that is beautiful. You shouldn't hide yourself away from owning who you are, because when you do that, you're not going to attract the ones who are on that same level. Even if you're in the struggle of doing that, you'll attract people who are kind of on the same level as you too, and you guys can work through that together. Don't think you're just stuck or alone in that process, because there are people out there that are going through the same thing that you are. But it takes being honest and owning that and staying true into it and I think from that, it's only up from there. I hope what I'm saying is making sense, and I know it's been a minute since I've made a video, and I think that's just because I've been, like I said, just that fear of being judged for who I am. I can't make everybody happy. I can't make everybody like me, and that's okay. That's not how it's supposed to be. Everybody has their own way of perceiving reality. And some people aren't going to perceive realities the way I am, the way I do. But there are people out there that have that similar perception. And I want to attract that. That way I can expand my perception. You know, take in what they have to say, and they can take in what I have to say, and really just expand that. You know? Complete the puzzle. But everything is happening for you at the right moment, the right time, for the right reasons. Okay? And own who you are. Be honest, because you could be saying the right thing to the right person at the right time. Okay? I believe in you. I may not know who you are, who's seeing this, but I believe in you. I believe that you have so much potential. You came here for a reason, okay? Come back into sacred solitude. If you've forgotten that reason, come back to yourself. Go out in nature and really just sit, talk with yourself, talk to your guides. They are all around, and just kind of just try to gain an understanding of what you're here for. And maybe sometimes you're just here to be that light. You know, to just shine your light, to just shine who you are. And like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be all set in stone. Okay, we are constantly evolving, we are constantly changing, and it's time to surrender to the flow of that and let go of control of how you want to see yourself or who you want to be. It's already set up for you, but you have to flow to it. You got to trust your instincts on what feels right, rather than what looks right on paper. No, you gotta pay attention to what feels right. Because that is going to grant you access to the higher version of what you came here for. I love you, family. Have a blessed day. And don't let anybody's judgment or anybody's shit tear you down. You still keep walking. You still stand tall. Put your chest out. Okay, keep your eyes to the sky. And you understand that you're here for a bigger reason. And you don't need to focus on all the little details. In the grand scheme of things, that shit don't matter. All that judgment, that shit, all that hate, it doesn't matter. Let that hate towards you, that judgment, okay, that's just their good karma. You taking all that good karma. Send them love, because they probably don't have anything else better to do. So they just judge others. They just judge other people. And that's a sad life. I don't want that. All I want is love. Okay, bye.